Blackmagic Design just made major news at NAB 2025. For the first time ever, they have reviewed their complete immersive workflow from the URSA Cine Immersive camera through DaVinci Resolve all the way to native playback on Vision Pro. And we were fortunate to get another exclusive interview with Matt, plus full access to the entire process in action. You are about to see their full workflow uncut, so you know exactly how it works, from capture to headset. But first, I want to tell you what I saw inside the Vision Pro, completely unfiltered. Gotta take that. I'm going in here. This video, yep, playing it. Whoa! Got it very close to myself. You see that disappear when I hold my hand in it?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Oh my god, I can see through the window. They look so much better in spatial video. Now I'm going to fully immersive right here. Lens flare, you see the flare right here? Little flare, something right here. Right there. So right corner, I don't see any disparity. Look at the blur. No common aberration. You guys see right there? This is a common aberration. You don't see, it's such a clean image. Oh my god, it's so clean. You can really feel the water rushing through you. I'll turn my audio down. The image quality is stunning. It's not just better than anything I have seen from other cameras or other headsets. It's better than the Apple's original immersive video on Apple TV right now. No chromatic aberration, no corner depth problem. The stereo feel natural and immersive, like you are actually there. And the secret is all in how Blackmagic handled the image pipeline. With Canon EOS VR system, the dual fisheye image has to be unwrapped into an equirectangular projection, which stretches the pixel and then rewrapped it again for Vision Pro playback. As double conversion introduced serious quality loss. You lost fine detail, sharpness, and resolution twice. Blackmagic avoid that completely. The URSA Cine Immersive records in Blackmagic RAW, and DaVinci Resolve doesn't render that image during editing. Instead, it outputs a clean, unwrapped fisheye video stream embedded with MV-HEVC metadata. Then inside Vision Pro, the system rendered the video live using the editing metadata, displaying true 8K per eye without baking in effects or compression. So what you are seeing in the headset is the original sensor data, rendered at full resolution with real-time support for transition, graphic, 3D text, all as metadata. This is a major shift from how immersive video has been handled on MetaQuest or YouTube VR, and right now, no other system match this level of visual fidelity and flexibility. If you missed our first look at the camera, check out that video right here. But today, we are diving deep into the entire immersive pipeline, straight from NAB 2025. Let's get into it. Hello everybody, welcome to NAB 2025. I am in the Blackmagic booth right here, and Matt gonna demo us again the immersive camera, but this time in 360 and 2D video. So yes, Matt, what can you tell us about this camera?
Okay, let me give you a quick rundown on the camera for anybody who hasn't seen anything about it yet.
Yeah,
so
can you carry this and show it like that?
Yeah, a little bit, we're still tethered.
Okay.
But yeah, so this is our URSA Cine Immersive camera, and it is a camera that's designed specifically to capture video, immersive video for the Apple Vision Pro. So it shoots at a very high spec. We have 2 8K sensors. We have our custom 180 degree plus lenses, so very wide field of view. They're custom calibrated to these sensors, and that calibration lives with the B-RAW file itself. That will shoot at 90 frames a second, and so that gives you the RAW file you need to produce the highest level of immersive content.
So Do you know what is the sensor? Is it the same sensor in the 17K?
So the sensors in here, there's two sensors, and they're both the same sensor as the 12K URSA LF.
And also in the new Pixar 12K, the same sensor.
That's right. Different internals, and that allows us to get the 90 frames per second and the really fast readout of that sensor. So we're able to get pixel level synchronization between those two sensors.
Can you explain why we have to shoot 90 frames per second? It's a strange frame rate.
Yeah, so 90 frames per second is what the Apple Vision Pro requires to get that full immersion. So slower frame rates are just below the spec that they want for their headset, and we're able to achieve that with this camera.
I see this time you have some interesting interface. Can you walk us through a little bit what we're looking at? We're looking at a giant fisheye right here.
Yeah, so let's walk through the interface here a little bit. So this is one of our LCD screens. We have another LCD screen on this side, and you can control the camera from either side of the camera. And so what we have here is, this is our preview of the 180-degree fisheye. And you can switch between your left and right eye. Right now, we're viewing the left eye. If I press this button here, it'll shift to the right eye. And so you can check how each eye is looking that way. You can also zoom in, and so you can punch into basically what your field of view would be when you're viewing in the headset. That's right, 100%. And then you can also turn your overlay off so you can have a clean output and not be distracted by those lines.
Got it.
These guidelines basically represent what you'll be seeing in the headset. So this circle is your full 180-degree field of view. This box in the center here, that represents roughly your field of view in the headset. So if you're framing up a shot, quote unquote framing up a shot, that's what you would use to align your subject.
And it's a touch screen, so you touch something, it just show up something.
That's right, yeah, I think I touched the white balance there. Let's go ahead and swipe down to bring it back.
Okay, let's back to the lens a little bit. I see the lens is pretty narrow. It's less than IPD 65 millimeter. Do you have know the IPD or the focal length of the lens?
So in terms of the IPD, the IPD is actually based off of the average width between two humans' pupils. So it gives you your average IPD, and that's how we chose how far to space apart these lenses.
So it's average between Asian and Westerner, big body size, small body size.
That's
average.
right, that's
Got
right,
it.
yeah.
But we don't know the exact number of it.
I'll have to double check for you. I'm pretty sure it's 64 millimeters.
It's not a variable IPD, right? It's a fixed IPD.
That's right, it's a fixed IPD, and that allows us to make sure that we actually have our lenses locked and calibrated to that sensor, so we know exactly how to unwrap it in the Vision Pro.
And also you said log, this is also log aperture, and log f-stop, and log focal length.
That's right, yeah, so these lenses are actually fixed in place, and the iris is fixed in place. So the way you control exposure is actually through your shutter angle, your ISO, and through your ND filters.
ND filter, tell us a little bit more about the ND filter.
Yeah, so the ND filters you can control here by pressing the plus or the minus button. And so you have 2, 4, 6, and 8 stops of ND filters.
8 stop. Nice.
And that allows you to cut that light to the level that you need to capture in the environment.
Is there any logic behind fixed aperture? It's actually what is the aperture and why is it fixed?
Yeah, so the logic behind having a fixed aperture is that it allows us to guarantee the image quality that's coming into the camera. So as you open up an aperture, you're going to get shallower depth of field. The lens characteristics may not be optimum, and so we chose the optimum iris here to get the best result for this
Basically,
lens.
you designed that because the Vision Pro is best displayed in that aperture, and you want to control that focal depth.
Well, yeah, we designed it this way so that we can get the highest quality image to the sensor to get to the Vision Pro, absolutely. Chromatic aberration performance on these lenses is extremely good.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, even towards the edge of the frame.
Yeah, I see some of your footage right here. It's literally, I can't see any purple fringe on the side.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Okay. And the flares are fairly well controlled as well.
Yeah.
You will still get some flaring.
I can see right here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You don't have anything. I mean, if you guys zoom in here, literally to the sun, you don't see any flare. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, very small flare there, but it's
I don't even
minor.
see it. You point it out.
Right.
Wow. Very impressive lens. Yeah. I think the cost is probably right here. Very well engineered lens. So what else should I talk about? Is there any ambisonic audio built in? What is the audio system in this camera?
So the audio system, we have 2 onboard mics in the front here, and then
Stereo
we have,
or?
yeah, so it's a stereo onboard mic. It's kind of a witness mic, just so you can sync up your production audio.
Yeah.
And then there are 2 XLR inputs in the back, so you can get stereo audio into the camera. Generally, what we expect productions to do is actually have a separate recorder for ambisonic capture.
Got it. Not on camera. What else new that we haven't covered in the last video? By the way, if you guys want to see the last video, it's right here.
Let's see. The camera has gone through some UI updates and some firmware updates.
Yeah.
It's going to continue to evolve over time, and features are going to get added to it as it's going through this very early release process. But right now, you're seeing a camera that's fully functional, that has all of the different connections that you're going to have. One thing on this camera that we didn't talk about last time is there's actually a RS connection here.
Oh, what is that?
And that's going to allow you, that's a 3-pin connector that allows you to do a remote trigger directly from a third-party device.
So this time we'll actually see some footage shot on this camera, which last time we cannot show. So tell me a little bit more about the signal flow, the car, and all your fancy setup right here.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have our camera set up and we're connected via 10 gig Ethernet and also SDI feed out.
Okay.
And so let me change one setting here so we can actually see the live output of this camera. So I'm going to switch to my ATEM Control and switch to that camera feed. And so now we're getting our camera feed directly from the camera into our cart and out to this monitor.
Wow, look at the guy. It's like the internet said the focus is not good, but it's actually very good. I'm touching the lens right now. Guys, this lens is really good at focus. So it's like really contrast from what the internet guessing, right? It's actually really good. And this is live feed.
That's right. That's right.
With a LUT on it.
Yeah, that's a live feed. We're feeding the LUT out to over the SDI feed, which is all controllable.
And that's SDI, not the Ethernet out.
That's right. This is SDI out.
So it's a 12G SDI, 4K. It's a 4K signal, right?
So right now you can send 4K. Right now I'm sending HD, but you can definitely send UHD.
Nice.
So what's happening is here the SDI is coming out and it's feeding into our digital asset management cart. And so basically this is a DIT cart plus the ability to process dailies on set. And so what you would do is you would have this connected to this cart. We have our ATEM 2ME Constellation switcher. And what
is it new or just released or is it old one?
We've had this switcher for a while. We make a wide range of switchers.
The Constellation, yep.
So the ATEM 2ME allows us to route that signal to any number of different outputs. So we can feed the signal to the director, we can feed it to the producer's lounge or to hair and makeup. So all from the same cart.
Nice.
And so that's what we're doing here. We're feeding to this monitor. A couple other things we have going on this cart. We have some decks that actually will go into record as soon as I hit record here. So the signal is coming into the cart. This deck has gone into record. If we have production audio feeding into the back of this cart, this file is actually going to contain the production mix and the video for playback.
What is the resolution? Is it 4K, 8K, 16K?
So this is currently HD.
HD,
but it can record up to UHD, which would be the max that this signal is coming out at.
So that can be a daily and proxy.
Yeah, it can be that. I think it's better used for immediate playback.
Immediate playback, okay.
Yeah, so you can get playback right away. As this camera's getting reset, the director can check the last take from playback right here.
Got it. I saw you have this giant thing right here. Is it immediate up?
Yeah, so let's say you're done with recording and you're going to be doing a new setup, and so you would pop out your media mag. And this is our 8 terabyte media module that comes with the camera. And
how long can it capture in 90 frames per second?
Yeah, so that's 90 frames a second, 8K per eye, at 12:1 compression will be about an hour and 38 minutes.
And 12:1 compression is your recommendation?
That's right. 12:1 compression is basically what we're seeing, optimum results in terms of how much data you're using and the quality you're achieving. All right, so the Resolve project here, it's set up. It's using the Apple Pro immersive workflow. That's something inside of project settings. You just click this enable button here, enable Pro IM workflow, and that makes the timeline in the project ready to receive your files from set. And so when you import an immersive Blackmagic file, you'll see it comes in with this 3D icon right on the frame there. And that indicates that there's actually 2 eyes per B RAW file. So when we add these clips to this timeline, that will enable a variety of different features that are just for the immersive build. And so if we go to the color page here, you'll see this 3D panel is now active. And from that 3D panel, you can switch between your left and your right eye. You can choose different display modes, so you can do a left and right or a top-bottom preview.
Is this screen? Is it normal?
It is for this particular preview. Yeah, you can do anaglyph preview. And that's not really for alpha, that's just for a quick preview. Now, if you want to actually view it in the Apple Vision Pro, you can stream directly from Resolve to the Vision Pro.
You show me that the streaming to the Vision Pro?
So we won't be demonstrating that today, but we'll be demonstrating the clips.
Oh, so it will coming.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Where it will show up under, it will be under Workspace and then stream to Vision OS.
Got it, right there.
That's how you'll stream directly to the headset.
Yeah.
Which is going to be great. You'll be able to check your color and your edit live from the timeline, which is essential when you're doing this kind of work.
Nice.
There's going to be a variety of other immersive enabled features that get added to Resolve over time. So things like how to power windows map to this lens space and whatnot. So this is just the beginning of the implementation for the immersive version of DaVinci Resolve, but it's very exciting and it's already on its feet.
I saw you have a lens max thing.
That's right, yeah, so under this button right here, and some of these UIs may change a little bit where they're located and whatnot. This allows you to define the mask area.
The feather.
Yeah, the feather and how you're cropping the image.
Like VFX feature built right into the Resolve, you can do it right there.
That's right.
Nice.
That's right. And then the other key thing we have here is on the Deliver page.
Yeah.
You actually have a preset all the way to the right for Vision OS, and that allows you to select Vision OS preset.
Can I click that and we see the? Oh, it's right there. Okay.
Yeah. So if we go back to just a standard H.264 output, and then we go to Vision OS, it'll update to the exact settings you need so that the Vision OS can read this output natively.
The camera, like our other cameras, has a REST API built into it. There's actually a camera up there in the scene. There's a camera up there in the scene, and I also have a 10G switch here on the cart that is also connected to that camera's 10G port. So I'll open up another project here. This is our camera import project. This is the REST API. And I'm going to actually kick that camera off into record that's up there. So it's telling me the camera is in record, and we can see that it's rolling down, so I know we'll let it roll for a few seconds. And we'll hit stop. And that media module is mounted to this computer via 10G. So we'll go to the media pool, and here's our clip that we just rolled. It is 201, so that's our clip right there. We'll grab this clip and we'll drop it into the media pool. And so it automatically recognizes that this is a 3D stereo B-RAW clip at 8K at 90 frames a second.
Nice. Wait, so they're coming through Ethernet to the the media drive?
Yeah, I'm actually playing it from the camera right now.
Oh, wow.
I'm playing it from that camera in that media module in the camera at the moment.
8K media coming from an Ethernet cable into this media unit?
Yeah.
Okay, so you saw the problem.
So that's not really anything new. Our other cameras do the same thing too, but yes, it's very cool because I don't have to undock the media in order to get to a file on the camera. You just don't want to do it when it's actually in record.
Right.
So if you go to the timeline now, we can grab that clip and we can add it to the end of our dailies timeline. So there's our this is the shot we just rolled on. We'll go to the color page and we can copy our dailies color correction onto that clip, and now it's color corrected. And then here in the stereo controls, you can switch between left eye and right eye. You could actually apply a grade only to the left eye or the right eye by unlinking the two files. You can actually I'll put the side-by-side over there by switching what you're looking at in your stereo vision. You can switch to monovision. You can turn that off and you can switch the viewer to top and bottom. You can do a difference or anaglyph between the two eyes. It's helpful.
Excellent. Right, I'm going to take you through some of the things that we're going to do in DaVinci Resolve just to make a simple, immersive video. Oh, I like this, I've got a seat. Let me show you my project settings. I have it set up with a custom resolution. I'm working at the native resolution of the camera, so 8160 by 7200. It's quite a large timeline that is, and I'm set to 90 frames per second. So I can open up the Finder and let's find the camera. There it is, Media Module 1. So here's all the clips that I recorded. I think I left those 3 files on there from earlier, apologies. I'm going to bring them in. And let's start on the media page. And, oh good, yep, perfect, everything's working. So earlier this morning, I shot a few clips around the booth just so I had more than just this shot to demonstrate with. You can see these are being recognized by DaVinci Resolve as immersive media. I missed one thing. I'm going to go back into project settings. This option here sounds critical, right? Enable Apple Pro immersive workflow. There we go. Now let's make my timeline. That's better. So we are going to pop in my clips. Not trying to win any awards here. Let's just pick a couple of clips random, bring them in. And we will of course do the clip that we just shot. So these currently in Resolve are displaying, again, in what we would call lens space. On my Ultra Studio output here, I am seeing a cropping of the image. That's because I didn't enable the scaling resize in the video IO output. So I could monitor the whole thing. But at the moment, yeah, we're watching it in lens space. In the future, DaVinci Resolve will be able to show you that same display, for example, in lat long or in other formats that make more sense and allow you to get a greater sense of what you're watching. So that's something that will come in the future. But presently, it's showing in the lens space. This is running in real time. So I'm not having any issues with playback. So that's impressive because A, Resolve and the computer is able to handle playback, but then also the media module and the Ethernet connection on the camera is capable of supplying that to the camera screen. Hey, you don't have to work directly off of the camera. That's just how I've chosen to demonstrate it here. You could have offloaded that onto your computer or be using this in the media dock inside the computer. There are a number of effects that you can apply to the clips in here. We're going to do color management and color grading in just one moment, but while we're on the edit page, so immersive supports effects, transitions like cross dissolve or dip to color. I'm going to pop a cross dissolve there. A really interesting thing, remember earlier we said about this whole system is designed to deliver the highest quality experience to the end user. So something that's really interesting is when this video gets rendered, that cross dissolve doesn't get baked in. And it can't get baked in because this shot could have been on one camera, that shot could have been on a different camera, so a different lens profile is required to reproject both of those images when you're inside of the Vision Pro. So actually, at this point in the video, the Vision Pro will be playing back not 2 images, one for each eye, but during that cross dissolve, it will be playing back 4 images, 2 for each eye for the duration of that cross dissolve, and that cross dissolve is something that's actually baked into the immersive video file as metadata. So just a really cool little thing there for you to understand. I'm going to select these clips, I'm going to go Command D, and I'm just going to make them 5 seconds long each, just so I've not got an absolutely massive time on it. So now let's talk about color grading these clips. It's possible to work in color managed mode and to work on immersive content But for today, I'm just going to demonstrate color grading these clips using a node-based workflow. So I'm going to demonstrate using a CST. And one of the nice things is for this demonstration, it makes a little bit more visual understanding of the process that's happening. So the camera is shooting in DaVinci's film gamut, version 5. So I will pop a node, a CST at the end here. And it's going to drop in more room in my interface there. There we go. So here's my CST. So I'm going to tell it what the camera's shooting. So that is DaVinci. Looking at the list. DaVinci Wide Gamut, Gen 4 and 5. The input gamma is film, Gen 5. And the color space for delivering immersive content for Apple Vision Pro is going to be P3, D65, and the gamma that we're using is a HDR gamma, is going to be the SD2084. We'll use the 1000 nit standard. Content inside the Vision Pro is only shown at nit values up to 108. So the final thing that we need to do is tone map our 1000 nit image down to 108. So maximum output 108 nits. And then any color grading that I want to do, just like normal, I can do it over here on the timeline. So in this instance, maybe I'll make it brighter and add a teeny bit more contrast, just so it displays a little bit nicer on this TV. There's a whole tool set within DaVinci Resolve for managing 3D immersive video files like this, and that's on the 3D tab. So I could do things, for example, like monitor the left eye or the right eye. And there's a number of different ways that I can output the image depending on the device or what I'm trying to do. Being able to monitor the left and the right eye is really important. For example, in camera, if you've got lens flare on one eye, but not on the other, that could be distracting for the audience. Or if you're monitoring the left eye, but the right eye's got the dirt on, well, you need to know in order to be able to fix that. So similarly, it's useful to be able to switch between eyes there, and it's useful to be able to switch between eyes in the edit. Well, that's it. We've edited. Let me just apply this grade to these other clips. If I was thinking about it, I'd have probably put that color space transform in my timeline grade, so then it automatically applies to everything. Now we can head through to the deliver page, and there is a preset, Vision OS. Let's render out to my desktop, and I'm going to call this My First Immersive Movie. You can see here that it is rendering to the MV-HEVC standard. That is what is used for distributing immersive content. Let's add it to the render queue. So I think I trimmed these clips in the timeline to 5 seconds each. So we've got a 15-second timeline, give or take. You can see that I'm rendering out between 20 and 30 frames per second. So that means that it is going to take, give or take, 3 to 4 times the amount of what I shot to render out. I'm using an M3 Ultra to render this out. So I got smooth playback on that. Hey, it's possible to work with lower spec computers, but there's a good baseline for you to see. And there we go, it's done.
Right now it's 1 a.m. in the morning. I'm in the bathroom because I don't want to wake up my roommate. It's late. Yeah, I try to finish this edit, push it out on YouTube, on internet, so you can see it first. So you know the exact workflow. Go from Blackmagic URSA Cine Immersive all the way to DaVinci Resolve and then to Apple Vision Pro, and you know what to do step by step. This is just first of the many tutorial about this topic. So if you are into Apple Vision Pro, immersive filmmaking, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumb up. Thank me for this hard work so you can see this information first, and I hope to see you in the next tutorial. Ciao.